Some new TV numbers are out, and it is not pretty for these guys. This is from the Washington Examiner. CNN ratings fall to 5-year low among key advertising demographic. CNN ratings have continued to plummet, with the company averaging a nearly 3-year low in viewership last week. The network hit a 5-year low among the key 25 to 54 demographic, while it brought in 138,000 primetime demographic viewers. The company averaged 643 primetime viewers overall. 643,000 primetime viewers overall. Listen, having 138,000 in the key demographic on a major cable news network, that is beyond abysmal. Now, let's compare that to this show. Granted, it's apples and oranges because you have to take a day's worth of views for secular talk versus the primetime hours for CNN, because they don't break it down in terms of like time slot when people watch, if that makes sense. On YouTube, they don't do that. But we get about 400,000 viewers a day here. And actually, the majority of them are in the key demographic, which is 25 to 54. Now, advertisers say that that's the key demographic because they're people who are more likely to actually buy the products that are being advertised for. They're most economically active. That's why they consider them the key demographic. But that means that we, on this show, we have over 200,000 key demo viewers on a daily basis. CNN in primetime has 138,000. We beat them in the key demo. They're a multi-billion-dollar network. I'm a dude with a loud mouth and an advertising budget of $0.00. And that's not to say, oh my God, aren't I so wonderful? No, it's to say they're so bad. Now, how did we get to this point, guys? Well, the answer is very simple. Every time I turn on CNN, without fail, it's impeachment. It's impeachment all day long. Everything that they could possibly try to spin as bombshell, walls are closing in, they do it. And it got to the point where people's attention spans broke, but also their outrage meter broke. They're just like, all right, how many times have I heard you say this? How many times have I heard you say the beginning of the end for Donald Trump? They said it nonstop for the Mueller report. They thought Mueller was going to take him out in handcuffs, guys. I'm not kidding about this. They were convinced, and I know because I debated people about it, they were convinced that Trump would go down for collusion with Russia. And I said all along, he's not going to get him on collusion. He didn't get him on collusion. And by the way, nobody ever who was wrong then turned around and was like, you know what? You were totally right. Nobody did that. They still act like they were right all along, even though they were obviously proven wrong, but they still act like they were proven right and we weren't correct, even though we were. But you're seeing now the all-in move on impeachment. And when you get into the nitty-gritty and the specifics of impeachment and you listen to all the different testimony, man, it's tiring. I know because I watched a lot. I watched hours of impeachment on day one, and even after day one, I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's too drawn out. It's too cerebral. There's just too much going on. And again, as you guys know, I think that they picked probably their weakest case on impeachment when they had emoluments, they had corruption, they had genocide in Yemen and corrupt deals with the Saudi government. They had all that stuff. Didn't do it. They did the, oh my God, you held up military aid to Ukraine to try to get dirt on Biden. They went with that. Well, the chickens are coming home to roost. This is the fruit of their labor. The fruit of their labor is 643 primetime viewers overall and 138,000 in the key demo. That's abysmal. Number one, by the way, for a long time has been Fox News. And there's also an age reason for that. Fox viewers are overwhelmingly older. They're like in their 70s generally. And they're much more likely to be watching TV than they are to be online. Younger people are obviously more likely to be either out and about or online. So that's another reason, but it's no excuse because I'm of the belief if MSNBC or CNN was run properly and they had interesting, informative, detailed coverage on stuff that really matters the most, then they could easily beat Fox News, of course. In the cable news world, just so you know, everybody's already conceded that this is just how it is. It's like written in the laws of nature. Well, Fox News is always going to be number one, and then CNN and MSNBC are going to jockey for position for 2 and 3. That's what they all think, and they think it's like impossible to change that. Why? Why is it impossible to change it? Of course it's not. You could definitely dethrone Fox News. You just have to have a guiding vision and a philosophy and people who are good at their job. That crazy idea. But now they don't. They have Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper doing fake outrage nonsense all day long and just impeachment humping. You're supposed to go, you should want like a menu of things when you go to a major news network, but they don't even give you that now. It's just like impeachment definitely over 50% of the time. Definitely over 50% of the time. In the same way that Mueller was probably in that rough same ballpark. Well, nobody's watching you, bro. Nobody's watching you. So your strategy is terrible. And before you say, hey, Kyle, no, it's not strategy. They're doing it because they're principled. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. The same Democrats who didn't want to impeach Bush like Pelosi for illegal and offensive war and war crimes. She didn't want to impeach him for that, but now they want to impeach Trump for this. And they're pretending like, no, we're principled. That's why we're impeaching him. No, if you were principled, you would have impeached Bush too, but you didn't do it. So it's the blind leading the blind. If it's Wolf Blitzer, Anderson Cooper, Don Lemon, whoever it might be on CNN, whoever it might be in Democratic leadership, it's blind leading the blind. And they think everybody's like really into what they're doing, but everybody's yawning and they're like, enough, we've seen this over and over. So it's kind of amazing that in the era of Trump, the media and the Democrats, their brains are broken so thoroughly that they're still somehow handing him a strategic advantage. A guy who's like a joke of a human being, a petty, insecure man who's wrong with all the policies he's pursuing. Somehow they're acting in a way that's less palatable than him, which is so mind-boggling.